is one heck of a buffet. Oh my god. By the way, hello everyone and welcome to Tuesday. That was an amazing breakfast. Dinner last night was absolutely amazing. And then breakfast today is absolutely amazing. I've been joking that this is a Best Western, because it is, but it is privately owned. I think it's family owned, and it's like every aspect about it is absolutely incredible. Like the rooms are incredible, the design of the place is actually incredible, but the food is amazing. It's so good.
The location is really pretty. There's like fruit trees and stuff. I just hit my leg on the
Mal hit her leg on this corner, but it's the second time she's done it.
It hurt.
I'm sorry.
I scraped myself that time.
Ooh. Sorry about that.
Oh, also today. What's today?
Tuesday.
The?
7th.
Which is? You just said it like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah. Today is actually Mark and Rhonda's anniversary. It's their 3-year anniversary, which is awesome. Congratulations to them. We just told them about that. And man, it's so weird because like we've been vlogging that long. Today, 3 years ago, was the infamous Kaboom Sparkle Day, right? Yeah. 3 years. That's amazing. That's crazy. So we are leaving the countryside of Nafpili. Is that where we are?
No, we're somewhere else now.
Droiva.
We are in...
Drava.
We're not in Longs.
Droiva.
And we're near the site of the ancient Olympic Games, which is where we're going at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that's where we're going soon. We're going to go see, because we saw where the modern Olympic Games were held, which started when, like 19 something?
Something.
Now we're going to see the ancient one from like a long time ago.
We also saw the 2004 location.
We did?
Mm-hmm. We drove past it on the way off the boat.
I was probably asleep. But yeah, and ultimately today we're heading towards Delphi.
Yes.
So.
Delphi is where a gigantic amphitheater was.
Okay. So, more stuff to see and do. But it all starts with going to get on that godforsaken bus again. Not a huge fan of buses. Also, after being on the ship for 3 days, every single morning I wake up, I feel like I'm on that boat. And I don't think the bus is helping. I feel like the bus is adding to that motion sickness.
Unless there's just constant earthquakes.
Yeah, there's just earthquakes going on all the time, so it's like, oh man. Maybe, but it's unlikely. On your mark, or just go. Just that's. We haven't actually explained where we are. We
Site of the ancient Olympic Games.
Now, if I remember correctly from the tour guide, it was used between 700 BC and 300 AD. Does that sound right? It's like 1,000 years.
We're using it too.
Yeah. And Rhonda's definitely taking advantage of the opportunity. Rhonda's a runner, and she's going to run the stadium. They were saying that it's 192 meters, one way, and they didn't have that unit of measurement. They just called it a stadium. So Rhonda's running 2 stadiums because she's running there
Took
and
about
back.
30 seconds.
Wow. She's doing well. That's incredible. She's about halfway back.
It was also hard.
Oh man. Boom.
Your first one was only 30 seconds.
30 seconds?
Yeah.
1:12 total.
It's like now when you get your medals, you're on the 3-tier thing. Where do they do that?
The award ceremony? I think.
When they showed that half curve with the 5, maybe they had 5, and that's where they all stood. And then those tables in front, they killed the loser.
I don't think they killed the loser. There was a lot of information given, so I don't remember everything, but it went for like 1,000 years. Also, we had said that it was like, we weren't sure when they went to the new stadium, They started redoing the thing, but they 1890 something.
No.
Is that right? Also, the stadium will seat 45,000 people. There were never seats in here. There were never any stone seats. People would just come and sit down. That was reserved for like high-ranking officials or something like that. There's a lot of other stuff we shot. They were saying that all of the athletes compete naked. They would actually oil up with olive oil to protect them from the sun, because they would usually do their events in the summer and it'd be hot, and it'd protect them from being burnt. What other information was there?
It was only men.
It was only men. Only men could spectate, so they were a bit different. The tour guide said that it didn't matter because the women didn't want to compete, but I don't buy that.
I don't buy that either.
Not for a minute. I'm sure that there were plenty of people that would have loved to compete, but it was a men's society and a men's world, so they couldn't. There was a gymnasium. There was
They practiced. There was like a wrestling, boxing area to practice.
There were bathtubs where like they would actually, you know, receive baths. They had to after the events because they were doused in olive oil. Like, this place is super cool. It's super cool.
Especially like this part, because like all the rocks are just kind of rocks.
Yeah.
But like this.
And they still light the flame here.
Yeah, they do. They light it over where those two pillars were with that big bowl, and then they bring it in here for a ceremony.
They said they had a temple to Zeus up until the Christians took over. The Christians didn't take over. There wasn't any war for the conversion in Greece. Paul, was it Paul? Paul came in and said, "You guys, there's not 12 gods, there's one." And then they're like, "Oh!" So they like got rid of all of the temples to Zeus and stuff.
400 years.
Yeah, it wasn't overnight. Greek people were like, "You're right."
No longer worshiping the 12 gods.
So, and that's actually why they stopped doing the Olympic Games.
Because it was related to the gods.
Because the Olympic Games were originally religious, and that's why they were doing it. So whenever they everything converted to Christianity in like 300 AD, they stopped doing the games, and they didn't bring them back until 1896-ish. I'm iffy on those dates, and that was at the place that we saw the other day that was actually in Athens. So it's super cool. The whole place is cool. This has probably been one of my favorite stops. It's just really neat. And seeing this, like seeing that, is just super cool. I wanted to mention another piece of information before I forgot. People would cheat back then, just like people would cheat today. Nothing has actually changed in human nature, but when people cheated, they said that they would have to pay like exorbitant amounts of money in order to have statues made, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a model.
Yeah.
And they would have these bronze statues made that were like larger than life size.
Yeah.
This is going into where the stadium is.
Yeah.
That's the arch right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right
That
here
arch is right there.
They were right before, so as you came into the stadium, you would see all these statues that people had to pay for who cheated.
The tour guide didn't mention it, but I'm assuming the statues were made of the people that cheated?
No.
Or were
she
they
said
just
they
gods?
Were gods, kings,
Okay.
rulers.
They probably had the name of the people that cheated or something. But basically, like, if you cheated, you weren't like killed or anything. You had to pay, and then you were mocked forever. And they put them into the entrance so anyone else that was thinking about cheating would change their mind before they actually got started on the games.
The Temple of Zeus, the workshop of Phidias. On the corner down there, this big square building with some fountains and gardens in the middle, was the Hilton Hotel of that period, okay? I mean, it was something like a guest house, but only for the VIP ancient guests, priests, politicians, important people. Everybody else, it seems that they were bringing their tents and they were doing camping. I mean, they were staying here for as many days as they wanted. And those two beautiful old black and white photos, which they both come from newspapers of the 19th century when the digs were in progress, and this was like, one of the big news, but they were coming across every now and then. So this is to the left a photo of the Temple of Zeus. You can see the steps. This is how it looks, the eastern facade, like the main entrance side of the temple.
according to the history, they said that this cup it will help you or it will prevent you to not get drunk. So this cup is invented approximately at 530 before Christ from the famous mathematician Pythagoras. Pythagoras invented the Pythagoras theory. So he invented this cup to prevent or to protect his students. To use this cup, it was one simple rule. You can drink as much as you want, you can refill it as many times as you wish, but never, you shouldn't pass your limits. If you don't pass the ring inside, that shows you your limit, this one, okay, you can drink and refill it as many times as you want, nothing happens. But if you get greedy, because probably you will be drunk and you pass this line, so you pass your limits. But the worst part is that you can't refill it. It must be totally empty to refill this cup again. That's why they said that this cup is based in the theory also about the life. Everything must be moderation, nothing in excess. Take what they given.
We call it as the cup of justice.
Soak it. Don't be shy, as we say in Greece, sweeten the bread with olive oil. And if you want to taste the balsamic, you dip in olive oil and after in balsamic. Please. So now you can start to taste whatever you like, and the bar is officially open to taste more of the wine. Please, another wine for you.
For us it's very special. We don't have any other bridge looking like this at all anywhere else in Greece. We are not used in those long cable stayed bridges. So it was a great surprise when we saw it, and of course no matter how much we pay, we appreciate the convenience of the bridge really. Imagine in the past we had to approach the port. You will see that some of the ferry boats are still existing, but the problem always was that although the sailing time is not long, it's like 20 minutes maximum, but the thing is that those ferry boats, they never had any specific running hours. You had to wait up to the time that was almost full, and then the captain was deciding to leave. So if you happen to be the first or among the first vehicles there, you could wait easily 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever. So we were spending at least 40-45 minutes in this area to pass and leave, behind us the Peloponnese, and pass and continue our trip to the actual mainland of Greece.
We stopped and got these little pastries.
Thingies.
We don't really know what they're called, and the lady that sold them to us did not really speak English, but you're welcome. We got some for Mark and Rhonda too. They're very good. Didn't film lunch, but we also had lunch a while back. It's mostly just driving today, and from this point forward to Delphi we got about 90 minutes, and it's supposed to be like the most beautiful drive of the entire tour or something, which should be good because maybe they'll actually keep us awake, because up to this point we pretty much just slept. Been doing a lot of sleeping on the bus. It's really easy to sleep. This place is Nafpatkos, something like that. It's like a little, almost like a resort area. So we're gonna eat these things and get back on the bus. 90 minutes until Delphi.
Now, when Zeus says the myth in the old days wanted to find out where the center of the ancient world was, he has set free two birds, two eagles, to fly at the two different sides of the universe. And this myth says that the two eagles have met right above Delphi, indicating that this was the most central spot, the most central point of the universe. When the two eagles have met above Delphi, at the same time, says the myth, Zeus threw a stone from the Mount Olympus to this exact place, a rock, to this exact place that the two eagles have met. And this rock later on would be used as a landmark, and this is what happened, by his son Apollo, so he would know exactly where he had to come and build his temple and establish his oracle. That's why this stone since then has been called as the navel stone, since it was symbolizing that Delphi was the navel of the earth, the center of the universe.
We made it to Delphi, which is exciting. I didn't really know a whole lot about Delphi, but as it turns out, it's a very tiny place, but it's very beautiful. You probably saw some of the video I shot coming up here, but it's up in the mountains. Now there's some historical important thing here.
Delphi, the myth goes, is Zeus wanted to figure out where the center of the world was. So he took two eagles and they flew from the corners of the earth and they hit above Delphi.
And that's where Zeus decided was the center of it was the universe, right?
Yes. So he decided to take a rock and throw a rock down from Mount Olympus where he lived, and it hit right there, so he marked it. And this rock gave off visions. I may be getting a little of that story now, but it marked the spot so Apollo could come have a temple built here, and Apollo was in charge of all the oracles, and so there was a female oracle here.
And the oracle lived underneath the thing, right? Like the...
That's where they had their visions.
Yeah.
And they...
When I say thing, help me on the word I'm trying to...
Temple?
No, it was like a big stadium, right?
They're separate.
Oh. But isn't that something we're going to see tomorrow?
Yes, we will also see the amphitheater.
Amphitheater, thank you. That's the word I was trying to get to. So yeah, that's Delphi. Room was pretty nice. Obviously not as nice as the one yesterday, although I don't think I'll ever have another hotel that will top that, considering both the room and also the food, because the food was amazing. Door. This is actually different because all the rooms in Europe seem to have this where you put your key card in here and it allows the electricity in the room to work. We generally get 2 cards and I just leave one in there because otherwise the room gets super hot because the AC doesn't run and also the laptop doesn't charge. But this one actually has both a card to turn on the electricity but also an actual key, which is old school, but whatever. Bathroom is nice. Relatively nice. And I don't know, it works. I was kind of hoping we'd get another double bed. I think the one at the Hotel Mal was king. I think it was a king bed. Everything was big, but now we're back to the singles. We have internet, which is good because I've needed to upload stuff. I have another vlog done. I've been trying to get the Patreon video done because we had told our patrons we were going to record it in Greece, and we did. We recorded it on the Isle of Patmos, and I was excited about it, but there's been no opportunity to upload it. Finally have the opportunity to upload it, and it says it's going to be 1,400 minutes. Which is too many minutes, so I'm gonna let it go for a bit. Sometimes in the evening when less people are using the internet, like it'll go faster, so I'll let it run overnight and just keep my fingers crossed it actually works, but there's a chance it won't. The internet here is not fantastic. Anyway, in about 30 minutes we're gonna go downstairs and eat dinner. It's apparently buffet style, and then we're gonna use the rest of the evening to explore Delphi. Excited?
Tired.
Tired but excited?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I like to hear. Boom! Buffet. There's like a giant buffet up there where you can grab all sorts of different things. And I think I may have tried absolutely everything. And I shouldn't have to point out most stuff because it is exactly what it looks like. That's cod. And then what's in the stuffed vine leaves? I actually don't know, but I guess it'll be a surprise.
But you earned a quarter.
I did. Mark said he would give me a quarter if I tried that, and I already had it on my plate.
Alright, so this apparently is a shrine to someone who was in a car accident here, according to our tour guide.
I don't know if you've been able to tell on the video we shot, but these things are like, they're everywhere.
They're at least every mile.
Yeah, at least every mile, sometimes multiple ones, especially on like the crazy twisty roads where like there's huge drop-offs. People die all the time in Greece from the roads, and you know, in America they may put like a cross on the side of the road. Here they make these big elaborate church things.
This one kind of looks like it got burnt out, but inside they put like idols, like pictures of saints.
Yeah.
And then if there's pictures of the people, that means they died, and there'll be like little cups of olive oil or whatever.
And what was unusual to me is that these aren't just if they died. If they survive, they still put these things here, but instead of putting pictures of themselves, which is what they do, well, you know, their family would put a picture, obviously they're dead. Instead of putting pictures of them in there, they put pictures of like the saints or Jesus or whatever, and it's kind of like a thank you for helping me to, you know, survive. And then they come back periodically and keep it up and put olive oil in it and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting. Also, this is a good view. This is the view of our hotel.
All olive trees down there.
Yeah. Yeah. God, it's... We showed some of that coming into Delphi. But yeah, all of that green down there, those are all olive trees. I think they said there's like 3.5 to 4 million just in this area alone. It's a lot of trees. It's a lot of olives.
More for Mark.
Mark loves olives. That is a crazy road. I'm not so sure I would want to ride on that road.
Oh.
Yawn.
You look actually quite clean.
You're one I want to touch.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, okay.
Oh.
Hey, how's it going? You can touch me.
No, I don't think so.
I've changed my mind. Hey, you're a jerk. I got up and everything.
So skinny.
Not even one head scratch. Oh, he's got different colored eyes.
Oh, he does?
Yep.
Wow.
One green, one blue. He really wants to rub. I'm just looking at you, pal. I think he's purring a little bit. He's cute.
Hi, cutie.
So many cats in Greece. A lot of dogs, too. I think just a tad bit more cats, at least that I've seen. We see several every day. Every single city we visit.
Which way is he leaning, left?
To his left. If you lean toward your right, yeah, that's
Sorry.
perfect. Love it.
We walked around the town for a little bit. Actually very touristy, not what I was expecting at all, because I mean, it was so tiny and it's up on this hill, and I'm like, oh wow, you know, just a little tiny village type thing. No, it was very touristy, but it was still very nice. We walked around for a bit, and then we stopped into a place and had a quick drink, and then now we're back in the room. It's like 10 p.m. We have to be up at 6:30 because breakfast is at 7, and then we leave at 8. And isn't tomorrow the last day on the bus, Mal?
No.
What do you mean no? I thought it is.
We got one more day after that.
I thought we'd leave on Thursday.
We leave on Friday.
You said we leave on
We leave on the 10th, which is Friday.
Oh, well. Okay, more bus fun. You like that bus? The bus is okay. That's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I came back into the room, was curious if my video would upload, and it's at 15%, so the percent has increased greatly, but now it's more time than ever, and I'm like, great. So we'll see what happens, but it seems very unlikely that that'll be done by the morning. It's not, the video's not even that big. It's just the internet here is that bad. Let's be back tomorrow, shall we?
And I said, well, could you bring a bowl? And then I found out it's arugula, which is also called rockets in the States, but I had never heard that.
No, I've never heard that either. God, I hate 8-player battles, especially on this freaking level. The level of death. Good tactic, jump into the fray and just counter. Someone will hit ya.